these are going to be some tight matches, I think. I mean, just today, we've got 2 matchups that we saw in the World Championships last year in the quarterfinals. So you know that these teams are really, really strong. They've got potential to be really great games and probably our best games of the year so far.
As we get ready for game 1.
Into the first game between PK and Spacestation we go. Both these teams having an interesting start to the league so far. Neither really performing as we probably expected with how Worlds went for them.
No, they haven't had that breakout performance just yet, but I am so excited to see this duo lane matchup shown immediately. I think Raffer is going to be very important for his team. He's going to have to shut down that Paul on Hebo, and that's a decent pickup. Bacchus has one of the most potent CCs. He's already aggressing on Neil. That's an early first one.
Yeah, straight away going down. When I saw Neil's health bar there, I was like, I don't know if he's going to be able to get away from this. And that flop in from Raffer was beautiful. Vote now on the aggression will land that axe and forces that man to use the beads early on. Pressure for Space Station off the back of a PK attempted invade. This has not worked out well for PK early.
Unless they rotate towards him.
Talking about rotation, here comes Cherio, and right behind him is Raffer. Focuses towards Neilmar, who jumps away. Raffer's there looking for a stun with the belch. Won't be as clean as they want it to be. A bit of a distraction from everyone, but the damage from Vote! That's how you answer back from the Sanguine set for Vote here. 2 kills early on.
His cooldowns are already incredibly low, and now he's going to have that survivability and additional lifesteal. I mean, Hebo is so potent, especially considering all the lifesteal changes.
Nika had a bit of pressure there in this lane, but just overextended. But it looks like Cubo's not done just yet. He realized there was a perfect opportunity to jump on him with the ultimate. Yeah, Vote going to start to clean that up. Cherio here, and so is Dardez. Paul still in the middle lane. You can see the wards giving full vision of what's going on. Nice little strife out of Dardez, and Vote gets himself the 3rd kill of the game.
It makes sense to me that PK decided to back off there as well, because Scary is around 50% health. You're not feeling too confident moving into the blue buff. However, Neil...
On the rotation again, beautiful play out of Vote. Just rotates towards this area, hits the axe, full combo connects, and Neil is not having a good day at the office at the moment.
Neil needs to slow down this bleed. He's been getting picked out a little bit too often. I mean, a lot of that is due to the fact that Raffer's there, but Nika is seeing some aggression.
Yeah, Cubo Fred once again in the lane looking for another pressure gank. Execute from Scary does not find its mark, but the tanking, the juggle was okay for the time being from PK. They won't find the kill, however. Nika will be fine. I'm surprised he's not backed, however, but he's not going to teleport. I realize everyone else is backing, but look at this. Space Station answering back in spades. You gank the right-hand side of the map, we'll pressure the left and find ourselves a Gold Fury. Well, that time round, PK were not in a position to do so, and now it's Scary D rotating around, trying to look through the jungle. 3 members surrounded him, and as we mentioned about the CC, it's causing some problems. Scary managed to get a bit of self-peel away with that ultimate, but he's still very low. Support here from Cubo Fred, though. The distraction has been done, and Cherio and the boys of Space Station are hunting him down now. No further backup available, so Cubo forced to use the ult. PK survive, and don't really lose too much other than the ultimates there. Zap did use his ultimate, but held onto his relics. But now the collapse on red buff is about to begin. Neilmar under pressure, but so is Cherio. Scary D's rotation in has made a huge impact. He finds himself a double kill. Nico was in mid and couldn't be around that area. Both solos getting into the fray for a second. But nothing going to happen just yet. Just looking for who the initiator will be. 3 blinks on the side of Space Station. There's one of them straight away. It's Raffer that does so. Drops the Intoxicate early. Neilmar, meanwhile, peeled away by Space Station, left isolated. Vote will get credit for the kill. Meanwhile, at the same time, Raffer ends up getting pinched by that ring and unavailable to get back towards his team. So support for support down. Nika blinks in, axe off the mark from Vote though, can't find the connection with Scary D. Paul though at max range lands the ult on Cherio, who was just trying to get away, and Scary takes down Vote in tow. Paul soon after falls to Nika. The solo lane is really dictating this team fight. Dardez just trying to live as long as he can. Juke around in the stealth and Scary says no. A second kill for him, and now it's Nika versus 3, and I don't think there's a whole lot he can do here. He's gonna try and get hold of Cubo Fred. Continue to whittle down the health bars of the carries, and Zapman under pressure too. Nika holding his own. The Gladiator shield coming up big, but Zapman slams his foot on his head, and that's going to be the kill. And, well, the delayed D aside for PK. The difference is, though, Myth, they can't get the Fury. Well, both the supports were first ones back up, and Raph is here to try and slow down PK, who should look for this Fury next up. Cherio back in action too. Ultimate is available for him. However, Blink on cooldown does still have the beads, however. Neilmar's cage is not available just yet. Just comes up now as the Fury is very low. PK drop the Fury and turn their attention to Cherio and take another scalp. Fury very low and PK secure it. Vote look for the shot. Couldn't find it today. Rafa, meanwhile, trying to deal with Neilmar, who's still on the aggression. Neil was just trying to get a hold of Dardez in the ring, and instead, he'll take these scraps, which is Rafa's life. PK still marching on, though, as Nika back into the fray once more. Can't really slow down this PK advance, as the red buff is stripped away in the jungle. And now PK have the gold lead for one of the first times in this game.
He's going to be able to swing on just about anybody. And Pele at this point, if she gets one kill then immediately dies, that's high value.
Oh, Rafa forced to flop away, but the ring drops down. Execute was perfect from Scary D to secure the kill. Still has the follow-up available if he needs it. Nika needs to be careful, and Cuvo continuing the pressure. Sets up the execute for Scary D and his second kill in this engagement. Tier 1 tower drops on the right-hand side, and two-man advantage now for PK around this fire giant. Only good thing to look at for Spacestation here is a big build-up of minions on the left-hand side. Won't get the tower just yet, though. Pittsburgh Knights going for the FG.
All eyes on Cherio now. He's really the only one that can move in and find a kill. Dardez also on the back end, but getting aggressed on immediately, surrounded by the entirety of PK.
Oh, he bought a bit of time for his team, though. Cherio gets in, gets zapped, and Neilmar too. Paul Fanning takes him down, though. 2-for-2 exchange. Now, though, with Dardez back, Vote back in the fray. Blinking from Scary D keeps the pressure on, and they're not done chasing him down. Beads have been burnt to avoid the knockup, but that doesn't prevent the damage out from Cuvo Fred. PK are in control of this game now. They're really forcing Spacestation to take engagements that they shouldn't be. But Rafa's going to go in to slow this down once more. Thorns used to try and reduce some of the damage output. Tier 2 tower being whittled, but not enough. PK falling back. Respawn's coming through. Nika back in action.
And if they get any sort of pick off the back end of it, they can immediately move in towards this fire giant and start opening up the map further.
Just going to be a little bit careful about a bad fight, because that could roll into an FG. Rapid to the back, though, gets towards Zapman. Good blink in and intoxicate too, but Zap stays strong here. Hasn't used a relic just yet. Has two of the beads, though, on the flop, and it's Rapid now overextended. Scary gets credit for the kill. Zap gets ulted by Cherio after the beads are down. Dardez picks that one up. The damage after the fact pushes Neilmar back too. Paul's isolated on this left-hand side. He was looking for a flank. Vote going to give on some chase. Meanwhile, Nika on the right-hand side is rushing away the rest of PK. The pinch target, though, from Spacestation Gaming seems to be Paul. Cherio looking to jump over the wall with the ambush, does just that. Aegis early on from Paul to prevent the damage. Can't prevent the follow-up from from Vote over the top. And all the time, Nika's just running Scary D and Cuvo Fred back to their own half of the map. Spacestation with a good engagement there, Myth, and they take a tower, maybe even two.
That's all off the back of Raffer's aggression on a Zapman, immediately splitting up the fight. Half of PK moved back to try and defend him. Let's hold that thought. This tier 2 tower getting contested.
Yes, Scary D jumping in, slowing down the progression a little bit more so. Cuvo Fred, with an inch of his life, has to ult defensively away. Cherio wants to give some chase. Good stun out, and Neilmar prevents that. Tier 2 tower have a different story. Great body block out of Cherio to stop Scary D escaping, but the shot from Nika just off the mark for the stun. Scary D will slip the noose for now. Cherio, the furthest forward on the right-hand side, forced back by Scary D. Didn't use up that Magi's cloak this time round just yet. Paul Zap hanging out alongside Neil. As in goes Cherio, looking for a pick on Cuvo Fred. Cuvo's held onto his beads, won't hold onto his life. Rafa gets credit for the kill, the intoxicate. The ring down from Neil was good, but no one's there to follow up, so Neil's just busy keeping a couple of guys trapped in a ring. Different story for the backline of PK, though. They all got whittled down a little bit in their health bars, and Spacestation come out on top.
But it's going to be a little while until PK can start moving in towards it. So this is about as equal as the match has been.
Junglers doing a circle around each other. Both the junglers tried to get to the back line. Unfortunately, Cuvo only found Nika. Cherio, meanwhile, got hold of Paul and took his life. Rafa will go down into trade to Cuvo Fred, but Nika's there for the follow-up. Aegis forced out on Zapman, and the chase is on from Cherio 2 to get himself a double kill, set up by the support of Nika. Cuvo Fred now under pressure from Nika, and Nika will secure one too. Scary D, meanwhile, can't hold off Vote and Dardez forever. The Axa, however, off the mark, and Scary blinks away. But only the frontline tanks of PK still alive here. The FG may not even want to be looked at just yet right now, Myth. It looks like Spacestation are barreling down mid, looking for a Phoenix.
And immediately immediately the majority of PK's damage falls off. They don't have anything to follow up off at any sort of CC. Neil is a little bit too deep. No one's there to follow up. Now their Phoenix is dead.
But Neilmar will drop the ring to slow them down a little bit more. So Scary, he's still supporting, looking for a pick on Cherio. However, Nika on the front side doing the Lord's work, and that apple from Dardez will secure Neilmar. Now Scary on his last legs. The Titan being focused here. We've got 3 seconds on Paul. Can Paul get back in the fray in time? I don't think he can. Or maybe so. Uses the ult early on, but they're going to commit. And then Space Station take the game.
Game number 2 about to kick off.
I mean, funny enough, he's going for this Doom Orb look at the moment. I'm just interested to see if we do see anything else, but there's an ultimate that's going to really put pressure on Nika. No healing this time around, my friend. The poison's ticking away, and it will just be enough for Cuvo Fred to get first blood. Seen that out a couple of times now from Cuvo Fred. He seems to be working very well with Scary D since joining this team.
I mean, it makes perfect sense to me. Scary is an incredibly aggressive laner, but Cuvo now getting aggressive on the backline. I'm a monster! I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if we see a Breastplate of Valor pick up. That additional CDR is so valuable on health. Vote in some trouble, however.
Yeah, but Vote taking the fight and jumps on Zapman's face! Oh, the jump from Odin actually left the window for Zap, but Vote couldn't thread the needle. Neilmar credit for the kill. Good pick in the duo lane then for Pittsburgh Knights.
All credit goes to Neil. The body blocking was supreme. One more auto would have put Zap in the dirt. Fortunately, he makes it out. Now we're seeing some aggression in that solo lane.
Yeah, big chase onto Cherio here. Good route from Nika. Nice cleanse from Paul, though. And Cherio gets plucked to his doom. Cuvo Fred with credit for the kill there. You saw that one coming a mile away, but there's an I'm a monster that'll hit Scary D. Not a whole ton of damage. Cuvo Fred in the back of it, though, will at least keep Dardez honest. The poison was ticking, but Scary D didn't have the damage to secure the kill. PK feels like they're starting to click, you know? I mean, Cuvo Fred just joined this team at the start of the year. First time Cuvo's not been on a team with Trick Tank, and that's just an interesting point in itself. And there we go, the clicking is continuing as they completely pick Dardez off in the mid lane. It's a chance for Space Station to start up the goal Fury, and they're going to do just that. But Neilmar on the scene on the forefront, has his second relic in tow now. Zapman also here alongside him, looking to poke down Rafa's health bar. 100 on his shot. Too much to talk about, but the Fury goes to Space Station. Can they all escape with their lives? Don't know if that's going to be the case. Nika's the lowest, gets hit by the ultimate out of Cuvo Fred. The poison, I believe, did proc onto Rafa there, maybe not. Rafa will limp away. Neilmar, though, threading round the back. The rest of Space Station still grouped as an army here. Pittsburgh Knights still looking to answer back with more kills if they can. Looks like Zap also going for the rage this game too, but in the jungle, Rafa getting thrown around a little bit by that tail whip out from Scary D. Flops in place, only really catching Scary D at the same time. Paul was focused by Cherio, but Zap zooming her in will secure the kill onto Rafa. Cherio trying to get away, Cuvo giving chase with the army of PK in tow. The grouping from PK is where the issues are going to lie now. As now the Fire Giant dance, I expect Myth is going to begin again, just like last game. But I do feel it could be a bit different this time around. Look at Space Station, they're going for it early.
I mean, this is the best call they make. They can't steal it away. They can't contest it with a 10k deficit. They have to go for the sneaky fire.
Oh my god, PK, get it! Oh, are you kidding me? Scary D secured that in his own. Dardez had the I'm a monster pop to steal it away, or at least secure it. It didn't work out at all. Space Station have made a huge blunder, and now the rout is on. Dardez forced away, Rafa forced away. All 5 members of PK alive with a Fire Giant buff now, and heading towards the middle lane. That lurking in the waters is what secured it there, Myth. I don't know how that happened.
Paul healing him up. Now he's completely full. 3 dead from SSG. This should be an easy Phoenix, potentially the game.
And here's a little replay back as the Phoenix under threat too, but it was the lurking in the waters. You just pop goes the Weasel. Watch the I'm a monster. Just a little bit too late to stop PK getting in there. A great pick, and now into the Phoenix room they go. The Titan under threat as his Dardez. Look at Neilmar, he's taking Rafa on a merry adventure. 11-1, maybe 12 if Nika gets picked 2. That's game 2.
Game number 3 about to start.
That was Dardez's kiss that connected onto him. It's such a good disengagement tool as well as a re-engagement tool. Going to give bonus damage to whoever you're linked to.
Oh, Paul eats half his health, used the beads as well. Not the best state for that, but Cuvo Fred trying to turn it around. Dardez is back off, secures the kill on Cuvo, but Paul answers back for a 1-for-1. Overall, small win for Space Station Gaming.
As well as we saw the ultimate usage there to stop a lot of the damage coming out, which got them the first blood. Had that first water spout landed from Hebo, there would have been no damage from Cherio.
Pressure onto Scary D, but pressure on Vote at the same time, and Vote gets into the wall. What happens to Scary D, though? Tether is in play, and they can't find it, but the dive there, looking for the pick on Vote, isn't going to happen. The up-down from the ultimate bought him enough time to fall back to base. Now, though, Neil Mar, who's overextended with Zapman, can't stop Rafa finding the kill against him. Zap now has to turn tail. Bit of a tricky task, though, for the Odin versus the Hou-Yi at this stage, but Rafa's still keeping the pressure on if he can. He's going to hold that minion wave, too. Meanwhile, right-hand side, back at it again. Dardez and Nika still want this pick on Scary D. It was an elongated fight, but it came up the good for the red team. Yeah, the healing, it's the fact that the passive kicks in for your team. If your team are below 50%, they get increased healing off those doves. But not only that, I mean, it's 160 power on a single item. Are you kidding me? Blinking from Rafa. But Zapman had his jump available. Can't get away from Cherio that easy and has to use the beads. But now as Cherio tries to get away, he gets pulled back into the tower. Dardez credited for the kill onto Zap. The doves did the dirty work there. And Spacestation find a pick on Zap and start to rotate into the jungle straight away. Gold Fury is susceptible here. PK not really in a position to try and slow this down.
He's got so much self-peel. The ultimate hasn't been forced out defensively too often either.
Rafa on the front line, gets ricocheted, plucked soon after, but still tanky enough to hold his own. Back towards the rest of SSG and back towards Dardez, who'll top up his health bar. Scary D gonna teleport around the back and Cubo Fred's with him. But on the front side, Scary D's trapped in the ring and gets bursted before the rest of the team can show up. Scary and Vote are in there though, and it's Vote getting focused down. Cubo Fred can't continue the chase. The damage ticking away, but Dardez latched onto him to keep him safe and sound. Scary D, meanwhile, trapped inside the tremors of that Cabrakan as the doves come through once more. Scary D's life will fall. Paul now back in action, but joins up with Zap. It's only the carries of PK left alive, and I don't think they like the idea of trying to get into this Oni Fury pit. Spacestation Gaming find another objective. There's an awkward situation developing. Zapman still in left-hand side. Paul was in mid, and the Fire Giant's below half health. Rapid trying to zone away Scary D. Doesn't have his ultimate available here, Scary. He's forced away. Space-Station get themselves a Fire Giant at 20 minutes into the game. When we talk about Phoenix defense, though, Myth, I'm a little bit worried about PK in terms of wave clear, right? Like, they're going to have to rely on Zap quite a bit, or Scary D frontline getting poked while he's trying to do so, because you can't expect Paul to step up with his short range to clear the waves, because you're going to want that, that knock-up CC to really come into play. Zap trying to slow down the Grant, but he doesn't realize that around the corner was Nika. Paul with a great knock-up, though, to deny Nika. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, Vote gets a kill on Cherio, and Cherio's playing ring around the walls, and he's going to survive for a little while. Scary D will get the kill. Neilmar, meanwhile, on his last legs, has to fall back. Vote still giving chase to Scary D. Scary D trying to slow him down and self-peel. One hit will do it, and Scary D is still alive. Tier 2 tower in the middle lane did fall down. Vote rotated to that fight in right-hand side, traded out the junglers. Paul's on the looper-dupe to the right-hand side, but I think he just got spotted, and everyone on Space Station is collapsing on Paul now. Can he get away in time? Ultimate has been used, and Nika gets credit for the kill.
But again, you can't rely on just that. That isn't enough. There's so much circumstantial anti-heal on the build, but you need to itemize with it as well.
Still got him. Nika just recognizing the range there perfectly, landing that final blow with the ultimate, and now in a 4v5 without Paul, this gets trickier for PK to defend. Talisman energy being harbored again just to show the amount of movement speed you can get from that item, but now Rafa to the backside, drops the ring down, keeping Neil pinned in place. Scary D trying to slow down the advance of Vote and making sure he can't whittle down the Phoenix line. Walls drop down on Neil, and Neil's under so much pressure. He will survive the lurking in the waters though, but the dive for the backline from Cubo Fred comes in looking for a kill. Won't find out on Cherio, who's still alive. Scary D forced out, and now the Phoenix is exposed. Just Zapman separating them, and Space Station Gaming from this Phoenix.
The Phoenix does fall, and again, Dardez finding the fantastic ultimate target to make sure that the ultimate from Surcat doesn't put Cherio in the dirt.
Nika's just going to keep Scary D busy in mid. One of the front lines not available for PK then to get involved in this fight. So the ring dropped down on Neilmar. Rapid flipped in. Cherio blinked in. Cherio gets hit by the ultimate. Look at his health bar. He's still alive. Paul finally gets credit for the kill, and the Phoenix is at half health. The overextension from Space Station Gaming has been punished. Nika takes down Zapman, however. Some of the damage has fallen off, and Vote getting plucked in by Neilmar is huge, but Dardez gets a pick too. Vote finally falls, and PK hold their base. The problem is it's still Nika and Dardez alive, and the frontline tanks are all that's left for PK Gaming.
I mean, look at the damage coming out from Dardez. Everyone he hits melts immediately. These backoffs have been doing a fantastic job. Everyone he connects to is getting 5-man stacked on by the entirety of PK. That should be the game.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's 30+ seconds here. Dardez and Nico ain't going to trouble too much. They'll bring those fire minions in. That was the closest thing to a good fight out of PK we've seen Mifflin in this game 3, but it still wasn't good enough. Spacestation Gaming, this composition they put together, PK could not answer the call. 2-1 to Spacestation Gaming.